Hi, welcome back to LiveLeanTV. I'm Jessica Guthrow. I'm going to share with you a bit about my pull-up progress journey, where I'm at right now, what I'm doing to work on it, to improve it, and what my goals are, and offer you some tips and guidance if you're also working on similar goals and you get stuck in a plateau like I am. All right, so if you've been following for a while now, you've probably seen the other pull-up videos I've done for this channel and maybe even the pull-up program that I created. Pull-Up Babe is your guide to achieving your first pull-up in 30 days. It's a structured program that teaches all the tricks, tips, techniques that I personally use to achieve my first pull-up and what I recommend if you're starting from being able to do 0 pull-ups without any assistance. So definitely check out that guide if you cannot even do 1 pull-up. But in today's video, I really wanted to focus more on how to progress your pull-ups if you can already do 1 or a few, but you want more, and to increase the quantity and quality of your reps. So for me personally, quality is so important. I am not interested in just doing a bunch of sloppy or like kipping, body flailing types of pull-ups. I want them to be controlled, and I want full range of motion reps, not partial range of motion. So I tend to be really picky about how I do my pull-ups and not just how many, but I do have a quantity goal and like an ideal number of consecutive reps for myself that I'd like to be able to achieve and maintain lifelong, not just once or twice, but like consistently execute over the years, even as I age. And for me, that number is 10. If I can get 10 consecutive reps of pull-ups, I am happy with that. Now, this goal of 10 is something I have achieved before, but you probably also know we've had a couple of kids in the last 5 years, and so there's been pregnancies and then parenthood and lots of challenges. Can you tell from my voice that I have the boogies right now? Yeah, I'm a little sick, a little under the weather, so that's an additional challenge on top of all the other challenges. But I know that, you have a real life too. You have challenges of your own. There's always going to be roadblocks. There's always going to be bumps along the journey, and it is not linear. And that's the main thing that I wanted to share with you today, is not to expect it to be linear. You don't go from 0 to 10 just like overnight without any plateaus or regressions or bumps along the way. So that's why I just wanted to share this with you, because you might have thought that it was supposed to be linear and then get frustrated when it's not. But if you know it's not supposed to be linear, you can avoid a lot of frustration and have more patience and more consistency and not give up. That's the main important thing, is to never give up. I even wrote in my Pull-Up Babe program that my only superpower is that I refuse to quit. I don't give up. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to share with you is the frequency. So check on how many times per week are you working on your pull-up training. For me, I've noticed a big difference when I work on it minimum 3 times per week, because I feel like if I just do once or twice a week, I'm not making any progress. But if I do 3 to 4 sessions of pull-up training per week, then I actually notice improvement. So check yourself. If you've just been working on it here and there and occasionally whenever you feel like it, that may be the reason why you're not seeing progress. So book it into your calendar. Make sure it's like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Space those pull-up trainings apart. You wouldn't want to do it like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then not again until next weekend. Space it apart so it's like consistent, even intervals, like every other day or every 3rd day. Okay, second thing is, are you doing any other strength training? Because I know it may not seem like it's important, but in order to get better at pull-ups, you got to get generally stronger overall as well. So if pull-up training is the only thing you're doing, I would suggest incorporating some other strength training that complements your pull-ups, like specifically strength training your back. There are so many other, especially back specific exercises that will really complement and enhance your pull-up ability. So, focus on making your back strong and doing all sorts of other strength training too. I highly recommend a lot of core training and just full body training in general. So make sure that you're not just doing pull-up training, but you're also strength training in multiple various different ways to make your body the strongest and most complete that it can be, because you don't want imbalances either. So make sure you're training all of your muscles, not just your pull-up muscles. Okay, next, I know this is probably coming. If you know me, if you trained with me before, I am so big on mindset and beliefs. Mental beliefs are so crucial to your success. If every time you look at a pull-up bar, you start sweating and getting anxiety and thinking, I can't do this is so hard, you just look at it and you make kind of a negative face, Check yourself. Check in with your mindset, where it's at, your beliefs about pull-ups. Are you welcoming them with open arms? Are you afraid of them? Like, what are your feelings about pull-ups? And that is going to be so important. If you notice you do have a negative connotation with pull-ups, then you got to work on reprogramming that. And you do that by noticing those feelings and then choosing to change them. This has been a really big thing for me, and it still is to this day. Even right now, even when I hit my plateau, I was just like, oh, I feel defeated. And then I would just think about doing pull-ups, and then all of a sudden negative energy coming over me. So I just want you to know that this is a work in progress. It's a continual thing that you'll have to work on even after you achieve that ultimate goal of yours. Like I told you, I've already achieved 10 in my lifetime, but I'm not there today. So, you know, sometimes you go forward and you slip back a little bit. You always have to be constantly checking in with your mindset and your feelings about something. And if you find yourself slipping back to old patterns and old beliefs, feeling negative about your ability to achieve your goal, then, you know, start reprogramming that. So that is something I've been working on a lot with myself lately, recently, today even. I just really want you to know that pull-ups are so hard. And even when you do reach your ultimate goal, that doesn't mean that they're easy. It just means that you're strong enough to do it. It's never going to get easy. So if that's your expectation, like I can't wait till it gets easy, stop waiting for that, because that's never gonna come. Even at times in my life when I could achieve 10, I struggle to achieve that, and I feel wiped afterwards, and it's not like it's easy. Even when someone's making it look easy, guarantee you if you ask them if that was easy, they're gonna say no, not easy. Worth it though. So some of the specific mindset mantras that I personally prefer and use on myself is, if I think I can't do it, I just think I can do it. Just literally that little bit of change of words. Instead of I can't, just think I can. Just keep digging for that strength. Even when you feel like there's nothing left, just dig a little bit deeper and just refuse to quit. In that moment when you want to quit, just think about that. Just take 1 second before quitting to really think if that's what you really want, or if you would prefer the accomplishment of digging a little deeper and pushing past your comfort zone just that little bit more. And all those little bits, like I show it like this because that's what I feel like it is. Between your success and failure, it's like that much, that little bit more of effort. So just think about that and like stew in that moment just a little bit longer and hold it and push it, but without forcing it. Now this brings me to a really important point about force versus push. I feel like there's a big distinction here that I need to be clear on, because I don't want you injuring yourself. I've made this mistake on myself too. That's why I'm speaking to you from a place of experience, knowing how much damage you can do to yourself when you really do force past your current limits. So I want you to be careful and be wise with your training and know the difference between forcing and nudging. You want a gentle nudge to get stronger without forcing yourself to a place of injury. Unfortunately, you're probably not going to really know that difference until you do it in real life. As much as I could describe it to you and explain it to you, I really feel like it's one of those things where you just have to learn by doing. And there's no way you're going to know what your limits are until you actually feel them. It's something you have to feel. So all that being said, let's show you my actual techniques and things that I'm using to get myself past my plateau and how I continue to nudge my strength without forcing it. So here's my first step. I definitely always warm up first, because I really feel like warm muscles with some blood flow in them are going to give you a better performance than just cold muscles that haven't done anything yet. So do a couple of warm-up sets, some easier reps. I mean, maybe use a band assist or do some sort of way of flexing your back that is not as intense as a pull-up, just to get some blood flow to the area and get yourself prepped and ready. The other thing I like to do is set the mood, put on some good music, like get in the right mindset, really think about success, really envision success, imagine it. Then I'll step up to the bar, place my hands, make sure that my position is comfortable, and I'll begin the reps. So notice how I like full range of motion. Like I mentioned to you, the quality of the reps is as important to me as the quantity. So for me, they don't count unless they're full reps. I'll continue repping out until I reach that point where I'm pulling and I'm just not moving anymore. And then I stay in that just a couple of seconds, just keep on pulling even though I'm not moving. And then I will finally move on to another method of continuing my reps. So remember how I told you my goal is to get 10 consecutive, so that's the goal, and I'll do whatever it takes to get there. So my next step after that is to grab like a skinny resistance band, one that doesn't offer too much assistance, but just like a little bit to fill that little bit that I need. And so I'll put that resistance band, do as many more reps as I can with that skinny one, and then once I'm failing with that, then I'll switch to a stronger, thicker band that offers more assistance. One thing that I feel is important to me when you're using a band is to imagine that the band isn't there, to kind of envision yourself doing those reps on your own without that band. So like in a sense, pretending that this is you doing it and the band isn't helping you. Because if you just think about the band and focus on the band, then I feel like that takes away from your own personal power and strength. But I like to focus on my personal power still. Even though the band is assisting, I just kind of ignore it and pretend like it doesn't exist. Okay, so if you don't have a band, here's one more alternative that I definitely recommend. I've recommended this for years and I still continue to use and love this method as well. I call it pull-up negatives, where you use your leg or your foot to kind of step on something to assist you, sort of a press and kind of maybe like a little hop at the same time, but controlled and not too forceful. Just use a little bit of power from your leg to get you up to the top, and then let go with your legs and control your way down. Now that eccentric movement, the lengthening of your muscles, is where most of your strength is built anyway, so that's why I love pull-up negatives as a method to get stronger and actually do full reps. So that's it. Those are my personal favorite techniques and things that I do when I'm in a plateau and I want to increase my quantity of pull-ups that I can do. I focus on building my back strength through pull-up negatives and also through a variety of back exercises, and then I focus on completing that quantity with the use of assistance. If I'm at the gym, I might use the pull-up assist machine. When I'm at home, I use these bands. If I have a partner who's training with me, I'll ask my partner for a spot for those last few reps. I will just do whatever it takes to complete that number of consecutive reps. That is my goal. And if you're wondering how long it's going to be between when you have to use all these different techniques and when you can just finally do your goal without any assistance or without any tricks or any help, that answer depends on you. It just depends on how hard you're working on this, how often you're working on this, how badly you want it, how determined you are, how well you're eating, how well you're resting, how well your overall fitness and wellness routines are going. So, everything just depends. So I can't give you an exact answer on that. I can't even give myself an exact answer on that. You just have to see how it goes. Do the best you can, use today, use the tools that you have, and you'll get there sooner than you would if you weren't doing that. Okay, so I hope this was inspirational or at least entertaining for you. If you are inspired to start your pull-up journey and you can't even do one yet, look in the description box below. I left the link for Pull Up Babe, this program that I created that has a really well-structured 30-day calendar that you can follow. And I do recommend you pair it with a lower body program or a full body program so that you get that well-rounded overall training. But that will ensure that you're doing enough pull-up training and enough upper body training to really increase your pull-up strength and nail an unassisted pull-up. So if this video was helpful to you, make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you at the next video. And in the meantime, keep living lean.